Karz talks, or facts are opinions, and opinions are facts. I just want to go and start this video off and say, by no means am I hating on this car, or am I hating on the person who built this car. That is absolutely not the purpose of this video. However, I'm just doing my due diligence and calling out the BS when the BS needs to be called out, because there's a whole lot of it going around this car. And the car is no other than the infamous green Snot Rocket, owned by Brett Lasala. Oh, Brett. Boy, boy, boy. I don't know if you know, man, but people are crazy, all right? And I don't know if you're part of the craziness, but I'm putting a stop to it right now. What the hell am I even talking about? All right, well, first and foremost, like I said, I'm not taking away from that car. That car is crazy, all right? If you are a Ford guy, that car means a lot to you. Evidently, it means a whole lot more to certain other people, to the point where they are freaking delusional, okay? Absolutely nuts. And that's where this video comes in. You know, I love enthusiasts. I'm an enthusiast. There's a difference between an enthusiast and an annoying fanboy who belongs to some type of religious cult. And that cult has to be whatever car they're currently following. It's crazy. All right. And there's a huge difference, because an enthusiast likes everything usually. You know, they're an enthusiast of everything. And of course, you can be an enthusiast of Ford. I am. I love Ford vehicles. But I'm not going to sit there and say some of the stuff these people say. And the main offenders are the ones who say and continue to say that Snot Rocket is stock block. Oh, yeah, stock block Coyote spanking everyone's ass. No, it ain't. Look, man, that car's far from stock. All right. And I'm sure this has been talked about, but it needs to be talked about even more, because this is getting out of hand. I see it every day still. Why I even stay on the internet is beyond me. Maybe this is because I make videos. It's probably that, but I see it every day. And I can't come to understand what the hell's wrong with people. Anyway, no matter where you look, you're always somewhere on the internet. If you see something about Snot Rocket, I mean, it usually wins most events it enters into. It's a pretty hard car to beat. It's a pretty impressive car. Like I said, I'm not taking away from it. So it has built up a cult following, and man, it's crazy when people go out of their way to sit here and spew the biggest BS. I mean, these people are defending this car like it was their, you know what? I was going to say like their own child, but they probably wouldn't even defend their own child as much as they defend this car. And these are grown men doing it. That's the crazy part. These are grown ass men arguing over a car that ain't even theirs. And the fact that is, they're not even, what they're saying is not even right. It's not. When you go and say stock block, now maybe there was a point in this car. I know he's rebuilt it a few times now. Maybe there was a point, and I don't know the history that well, and I don't know Brett that well, nor do I watch them a whole lot. I do watch the car when it races occasionally, but that's it. Now, maybe there was a point where it was stock block, stock bore, stock block. Nothing, no machine work was done to the block. Not filling in water jackets, not welding up certain things. Completely stock. There may have been a point that was true. However, I'm pretty sure that was a very, very long time ago. And the block that he has been using has been nothing but stock. And I see it everywhere. I mean, if you just Google it, it just says, Brett Lasala Snot Rocket Mustang known for its impressive drag and drive performance using a stock block Coyote engine. Right there, stock block Coyote engine, completely false. That whole statement is untrue. It's not even a Coyote engine. It's part of the same family, but it's not a Coyote casted block. It's not a 5-liter casted block. It's a 5.2 Predator casted block, which once again doesn't take away from the impressiveness of the car, but it's not right. It is not right, okay? And then you go on Facebook or Instagram and you see stupid stuff like this. I mean, look at this. It's so dumb. Give it some time, and this little stock block 5.2 based engine with stock production head castings are going to dominate LDLR. Y'all need to stop. That right there, that's a fanboy. That's what you call a fanboy. Unreasonably ignorant. Delusional. When you say stock cast, here's the thing. They might mean the correct thing. However, they're using the wrong words. Because if you're saying stock cast in the sense of the block, if it is a stock cast block, that means nothing has been done to it. I don't care how small you welded up this little thing here, you shaved off that there. If any type of machine work touches that block from an OEM spec, it is no longer stock cast. You know what I'm saying? It is no longer stock cast. What it is, no matter how much modified it is or how stock it is, what it is a factory cast. It is not a stock cast. It is a factory cast, meaning it's not a billet block. It was originally casted by the OEM, but it is far from stock. You don't use that word. Same thing with the cylinder heads. His cylinder heads are far from stock. They are factory cast heads. That's what they are, with shit tons of port work and a lot of other things done to make it work for that kind of application. It is not a stock head. That to me, it's like when people say stock factory block, stock. Oh, okay, it's a stock bore, stock sleeves. If it's a factory sleeve block, if it's a cylinder head, stock casting. Nothing's been touched. No porting, upgraded valve guides, no reinforcement for springs and retain. None of that's been touched. When you say stock, in my mind, okay, and I know it ain't just in my mind, and pretty much everyone else's mind who's not a damn idiot, okay? If you don't believe me, I'm just a random guy on the internet. Let's go ahead and go to our overlords of AI, ChatGPT, and see what ChatGPT has to say. Well, I asked ChatGPT exactly the topic involved here. If you machine any machine work done to a factory OEM block, and you install sleeves in that OEM casted block, is it considered stock or modified? ChatGPT. Once a factory cast engine block has custom machine work done to install aftermarket cylinder sleeves, it is generally considered modified. While the base of the engine block is still a factory cast, keyword, the addition of aftermarket cylinder sleeves alters the original design and functionality of the block. The term stock typically refers to components that remain in their original, unaltered state. Modifying an engine block with custom machining to accommodate sleeves changes its specifications, even if the sleeves themselves are aftermarket rather than custom made from scratch. In most contexts, especially in racing or performance building communities, any changes that alters the block structure or capacity is viewed as a modification. Thank you, ChatGPT. That's pretty spot on, all right? That's a pretty damn good answer, because that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But yet these Ford fanboys don't want to hear it. They want to keep spouting bull crap because they want to be on their knees for this car. I don't get it, man. It's wild. It is nuts. It's crazy that these people are out here doing this stuff. I can't believe that there's no correction. Now, like I said, I don't follow Brett, so I'm not even sure what he says about his own car. Perhaps someone can chime in and tell me. Has he ever claimed that his engine is stock block, stock cast? Because if he did, then wow, that makes him the biggest douche in racing, or one of the fastest douches in racing. But if he didn't, and he says the truth, then good for him. Because his followers, whether he likes them or not, whether he wanted them or not, are ridiculous and are stupid. Check this out. This is FFRE's website. These are the people who build Snot Rocket's engine. They don't even use a Coyote base block. They use a Predator 5.2 GT500 block for really, really high horsepower stuff. They're said to be better. Here is that. Here is a 5.2 block right here. You see those sleeves? Do you see those sleeves? All right, these aren't small sleeves. Look in the center of each of those bores. Here, I'll come down here to this other picture. Look at that. Each center of those bores, the space in between has to be machined out completely to accommodate these sleeves. And the sleeves have to be cut. They have to be matched to where they join together to fit in right because they're so thick. These sleeves are crucial when you're making that kind of power. You try to make the kind of power these engines are making on a stock block with a stock cylinder bore, ain't gonna work. Oh, and ain't gonna work for long at least. You know what I'm saying? So it's nuts to say that the machining work involved in that isn't considered a modification. And for comparison, here's a picture of a stock block, stock bore 5.2. Look at how much material in the center of each bore there is. All right, you see that? All of that is machined out to install those sleeves. That is pretty serious machine work. That is far from stock. That is not a stock cast. That is not a stock block. That is a highly modified factory cast block. Same thing with cylinder heads. And I don't care what platform this is on. This could be Coyote. This could be K-Series. This could be big block Chevys, LS. I don't care what it is. If you take a factory casted block and you modify it, you can't call it stock. If you want to hold that record, you want to clout chase saying you have the fastest stock block, stock cylinder head, then them shits better be 100%. No, I don't know porting. Can't port it. You've done altered it. That's not its factory state. That's not how it came from the manufacturer. Can't port it. You can't install larger valve guides. You can't put sleeves in a block. You can't weld and fill up all the water passages. That's a modification. And once you do that, you cannot claim stock whatever. I'm sorry. And the people who keep doing this, man, look, and I'm assuming these are people who ain't got a clue what the hell they're talking about. They probably never worked on a car. They probably don't even have it. I don't even know, all I know is that the internet's full of BS. And in the racing community, this is why I stay home. I stay home and make videos because I wouldn't even want to be messing with this. Like I said, I don't know if Brett, what kind of talk he talks versus the walk he walks. But anyone who sits there and just talks straight out of their sphincter hole and say, and hype up all this stock block this and the stock that and fastest stock vibrator I've ever sat on. I don't care what it is. You all are nuts. You all are wrong. You'll never be right. And you all need to find something to do with your lives because this ain't working. This ain't working. Like I said, I ain't taking away from this car. The fact that even if it's highly modified, even if we're talking about serious machining work done to these engine blocks, the fact that you can buy an OEM engine block and have all that work done or buy it from someone who does all the work and you can make 2,000-3,000 horsepower pretty reliably for as far as race car goes. Like you can run a full season without trouble. And I ain't talking about 9s and 8s or even 7s. We're talking about 6 borderline 5s. Like these are fast cars. The fact that you can do that says a lot about how far manufacturing has come and how far technology has come. And it's really impressive. Just don't go and say this stuff is stock. That's just crazy talk. And that's why I had to sit here and lay the law down. All right. I had to speak out about this, set the record straight. And hopefully you all enjoyed what I had to say. Hopefully you all agree. The first fanboy that goes and argues against this whole video gets the pin of shame. I would be surprised if I don't get any. because I have a feeling I will. Because they're going to be big mad and their fingers are going to be itching to type up some BS. So you'll see them, I'm sure. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up here for the video. Let me know what you think about this video. Otherwise, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share with everyone you know. If you want to see more content like this and you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Keep a lookout for the next Cars Talks video.